Welcome back to Serbia for the second part of Europe District. I'm standing along the Sava River and you can see the historic heart of Belgrade just behind me. Coming up, we'll see whether biological agriculture could save the country's ailing farming sector. And we'll visit the city of Belgrade with the star of Serbian cinema, Miki Manojlovic. He played leading roles in Emir Kusturica's emblematic films. But let's move on to our first story. Valérie Labonne reports on the rise of far-right nationalist groups across Serbia. Accused of hooliganism, homophobia and hate crimes, their growing popularity among disenchanted young people worries many observers in Belgrade.
Nationalism, homophobia, anti-Europeanism. These young people dream of a day when Greater Serbia is revived. They're all members of the small hard-right group 1389. They're keen to display their support for General Mladic, who's currently on trial in The Hague for crimes against humanity.
We're spreading the image of General Mladic, an honorable man who fought for Serb people and released the Serb town of Srebrenica. He was the commander of our honorable army who fought to free Serb towns.
Later, the Serb People Movement, as it also calls itself, comes together for a meeting. As usual, it begins with a prayer. Honourable Serbs are expected to uphold the values of the Orthodox Church. 1389 has been on a recruiting drive because recently it decided to go into politics. With a few months to go before the election, its leaders believe their party stands a chance.
We would not have started this process if we didn't think we could reach that magic 5% threshold to join parliament. The surveys we conducted in the field showed very good results that have encouraged us to go forward.
Like 13 other right-wing organizations known for their violence, 1389 has been waiting for a ruling from the Constitutional Court that could see them banned. Therefore, by running for office, the group is seeking legitimacy.
It seems that they can mobilize thousands of people against the gay pride and other events like this. They want to see what there is for them on the political scene. Then you probably have stories of personal ambition from the leaders of these movements.
In 2010, supported by the church, thousands of young people squared up to 6,000 police officers protecting the gay pride in Belgrade and completely ransacked the city. Under pressure from the police, authorities cancelled the 2011 event at the last minute. The 1389 had scored its first victory.
The government has submitted to all EU requirements, but it can't allow the gay pride parade because 90% of the Serbian population is against it. That doesn't call into question our tolerance towards faggots.
In this church, Obraz honours their patron saint. Obraz is another small hard-right group. The priest taking the Mass is known for his radical ideas. He also demonstrated against the gay pride. He says the march has been influenced by Europe.
In Western Europe, there are no true Christians. They're under the influence of Satan. And we Serbs want to join them?
31-year-old Mladen Obradovic leads Obraz. He was convicted of homophobic discrimination and he's waiting for his appeal. Many see the charismatic leader following a political career. With rival group 1389 heading into politics, he started to consider it.
Obraz has been thinking seriously of integrating into Serbia's political life. But we don't want to make hasty decisions. We want to think properly about the next step. What's clear is that Obraz has things to offer the Serbian population: a purity of spirit, faith, courage, and dignity.
It's awards time for Obraz's benefactors. Among them, the spokesman of the Radical Party, a far-right nationalist group that was once in power in the country. Officially, the party's distanced itself from these small groups. Its presence here could be the sign of a future alliance. Accused of bending to the will of nationalists and conservatives, the centre-left government says there's nothing to fear from the rise of the far-right.
Now we have the very unfavorable situation because of North Kosovo and the events there. And that probably might have boosted a little bit the nationalism. But generally speaking, I'm not afraid of them.
Obraz's 1389 speeches blaming Europe for Serbian problems have generally been well received, especially those on the economic crisis. However, many believe their lack of visibility in the media means they have a limited reach and can't access the masses.
It's one of the ironic consequences of the war and the embargo against Belgrade. Serbia's farmland is believed to be one of the cleanest in Europe. Throughout the 90s, fertilizers were in very short supply in the country. Well, 20 years later, Serbians are hoping to take advantage of this situation and develop organic farming. Our report.
Zorana's organic farm lies 40 miles outside Belgrade. The young farmer embarked on this venture 2 years ago after becoming tired of not knowing what she was eating. In Serbia, the organic sector's still pretty underground. Zorana didn't expect to see her client base expand so rapidly.
The demand was so high that this is now developing into a much bigger production. And we are now feeding between 100 and 150 families on a weekly basis from our production.
The country's land hasn't been overused and is therefore cleaner than average. It's an unintended consequence of the embargo that hit Serbia after the war. From 1992 to 2002, the country wasn't allowed to import fertilizers nor pesticides. As a result, Zorana has no quibbles about eating broccoli picked straight from the plant.
You can eat it even without cooking.
In Belgrade, Nada's store is one of many organic shops. In the heart of this traditional market, customers fight over her products despite prices 2 times higher than elsewhere and an average wage of 350 euros. She always believed in the development of organic produce in Serbia, but for the moment 90% of those she sells are imported. She's vowed to help nurture Serbia's organic sector.
In these 2 years, we did, together with the ministry, we finished the law, we finished all bylaws, we helped to create competent authority with the laboratory. And actually, we create this logistic, which is actually needed if you want to really develop the organic in Serbia.
Each product displays the Serbian certification label. However, there are still differences between national and European legislation. A law created in 2010 pulled Serbian criteria closer to EU requirements, but complex bureaucracy has stunted the growth of the organic sector, especially in the key area of distribution.
The Serbian market is tiny, and to export, there are too many certificates and requirements to be met. It's just not profitable for us.
For now, the Ministry of Agriculture only subsidizes 200 certified farms. Serbia is currently in agricultural transition. It has quite a few family-owned plots that could be helped out by the high price of organic produce.
Small-scale agriculture, not very intensified agriculture, then some parts of the country which are really remote can be even advantage for the production like the organic is. By that, we would like to have as much producers as we could have, because currently the number of the producers is rather limited.
Zorana believes that if her country joins the European Union one day, Serbian organic produce will flourish. However, its place on the shelves of Serbian markets is under threat. The government may prefer to export organic products and encourage intensive agriculture, which would be 2 times more profitable for the country.
These are the old docklands of Belgrade, where you can find some of the city's trendiest restaurants. And it's time now to meet our new guest in the program, Miki Manojlovic, the star of Serbian cinema. He played the leading role in Emir Kusturica's 95 blockbuster Underground. More recently, you may have seen him in Largo Winch, as he played the father of Largo Winch. Well, together, we'll visit Belgrade. Miki Manojlovic, it's such a pleasure meeting you in your city of Belgrade. This is Kalemegdan, the old fortress, and I know you have very good memories of this place.
Yes, when I was a boy, when I went to school, we came when I would like to escape classes in, and so I went here with my friends, and we spent such a nice time with one feeling to be free, to be without any obligation.
Mickey, we all know you because of your films. There's one emblematic film, of course, Underground. And I know that the opening scene was shot just around the corner.
Yes, yes. Around the corner there is a zoo. When we shot bombing scene of Belgrade, when the lions and all animals going out to be free, it was done here. Underground, the huge version, is 4 hours, 50 minutes. It could be the best version, maybe. When we win Golden Palm, the version was 2 hours, 12 minutes. And then for the cinemas, it was nearby 2 hours. So little by little, this huge film became smaller, but very powerful. When I saw this movie for the first time, I felt myself like I make boxing with Joe Fraser or something. I was completely... So
You were exhausted?
Everybody are, you know. Not out of shooting, when you're watching the movie, you are beaten by the movie, you know.
This is the Dorćol district in the historic heart of Belgrade, and I know your father used to live here.
Yes, I like very much this quartier. There is so many stories my father told me, but one is very important. We're nearby number 50 in Jovanovo ulica. It was a Herman Schwarz family, Jewish family, and Herman was a best friend of my father, Ivan. And the whole family Schwarz was decimated, but Herman Schwarz doesn't, and he was in our house a couple of months during the Second World War, and he went to Italia, and he saved his life. But I remember that Herman Schwarz, during '57, went to be a worker in München.
In Germany?
In Germany, yeah.
Nowadays, Dorćol is the place to be in Belgrade?
Yes. That's the fact, who said that how life changed, you know. So we are nearby Silicon Valley because there is so many cafes, and Silicon Valley because in this new fashion to have a silicone body, you know. Many of girls, they are full of silicone.
So, Mickey, this is the central market of Belgrade, the best place to meet the local people, I guess.
Just the best to meet people. And here you can hear many things about what will happen and what the people think. Let's make a tour. Evo Gavrilo. Ja sam Miki Manojlović. No, paprika is coming. She asked, would you like to taste it?
Ah, yes, yes.
Kako, prstom?
Okay.
Hoću, hvala.
Beetroot, that's beetroot, right.
That's good from the blood.
This one is very hot.
Try a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
It's too much, I think.
It is, it's very strong, yeah. I think I'll stop here. Well, thank you very much. Tell us a few words about Serbian cuisine. What is that?
Yeah, Serbian cuisine, that's a mixture of all those good... I don't know what is real Serbian...
What is it that you like about your local cuisine?
I'm eating everything, you know. I don't like only two things. Tripice, this is a kind of interior stomach.
That sounds a bit Scottish.
It could be, I don't know. The other thing, this is pichtie. You have everything from the pork in one gelée, you know, who is a little bit tightened, you know. So here, the people is eating really European food, Italian food, French food. But it's more or less during a winter, those foods becomes a little bit heavier. Because you know the weather.
It gets very cold and you need some energy.
Do widzenia. Zdravo. Zdravo.
Do widzenia. Hvala. these are the ruins of the former defense ministry that was bombed by NATO in '99 in retaliation for Milosevic's campaign against ethnic Albanians in Kosovo. What do you make of that bombing?
What we see here, it wasn't necessary to do. Because if NATO was searching for Milosevic, it was easy to find him. Easy to find him. So it was a kind of punishment of the people of Belgrade who voted Milosevic. It's a bad decision.
Miki, to finish our program, you took us to the Yugoslav Drama Theatre, and we forget that you started your career on stage.
My father, he's an actor. My mother, she's an actress. So I grew up on the theatre. I was literally born on the theatre. And my mother, she escaped to the hospital. So my start was very, very, very strong on the theatre. And all my life I made many, many things. So they watched me, they saw me. And it was easy and to enter to the cinema.
And then came the Palme d'Or in '85 with My Father Is Away on Business.
Yes, that's the first Palme d'Or. Second one was 10 years later. And the third one will come.
Well, hopefully we'll see you very soon on screen, Miki Manojlovic. And thank you very much for being our guide here in Belgrade.
Thank you.
Well, that's the last episode of our series of reports from the Balkans and Turkey. As we saw, all these nations are eager to join the European Union. For some, it will be a matter of years. For others, the road will be longer. There's no doubt we'll return to the region. In the meantime, you can log on to our website at france24.com. You can watch our previous editions under the section Europe District. Thank you for watching and goodbye.